All right, we are live. Yo, what up, everybody? It's your boy Fitzbone TV here, aka G Lord 33. I'm back here tonight with your Monday Night Raw review and results for August 26, 2019. I know. Monday Night Raw tonight. Monday Night Raw. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got to talk about Sasha Banks, of course, the GOAT herself. Once again, showing she is the best in the women's division, the best in the world at what she does, in my opinion, of course. We got to talk about King of the Ring. King of the Ring. We had two King of the Ring first round matches tonight. One between The Miz and Baron Corbin, and the other a very good match between Ricochet and Drew McIntyre. We also got to talk about the Universal Championship scene. It's official for the first time ever. Tag team partners will be defending their titles and then facing each other for another title at Class Champion. I'm talking about Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman, who will be defending their Raw Tag Team titles at Class Champions, and then later facing each other for the Universal title. So we're gonna talk about that. I got some very interesting opinions on that. Um, those are the big things. We had a tag team turmoil match to determine who would be the number one contenders for Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins Raw Tag Team Championships at Class Champions. So we're gonna talk about all that and more. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to like, comment, subscribe on this video. Make sure to have notifications enabled. I post a lot of WWE content usually during the week. Mostly I almost always go raw. I always go live during Monday Night Raw for review, and depending on the week, if something big happens on SmackDown Live, I usually do a review on that. We also do pay-per-view reviews, usually. Hopefully, I'll start doing NXT reviews. I'm just getting back to school and stuff, so stuff's getting really a little bit crazy. My schedule's getting a little more jam-packed again, school and work. So my time to make videos is getting a little bit, just gonna get a little more difficult, but we'll work around it. We'll make it work. All right. Hope you guys are excited for tonight's show. You guys can follow me on social media. The links are in the description down below. I'm pretty active on social media, so if you guys want to talk about wrestling and other stuff, you guys know how to get in contact with me. But yes, without wasting any more time, let's get into Monday Night Raw tonight. All right, you already know. Anybody that watches me weekly knows we're gonna spend a lot of time talking about Sasha Banks. I apologize, my hair's a little bit messed up. I was taking a nap earlier, didn't really fix it before we got on to the review. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, we're gonna talk about Sasha Banks. In my opinion, the best female wrestler in the world. She's been absolutely killing it as of late. One thing before we get into that, she did open up the show tonight with what I thought was a really good promo. I did have maybe two problems with it, but it was a really good promo. But Becky Lynch called Sasha out on social media. But we all know Becky Lynch, how she's known for calling people out on social media. We'll have to wait and see if Sasha responds in the next couple of days. But Becky Lynch, a little bit after watching Sasha's promos, she goes on her Twitter, and let me see. I don't know if I specifically remember what she said, but she basically called out Sasha's promo. It was something Sasha's known for posting memes and gifs on her social media, and I guess Becky thought Sasha had a terrible promo. No, this is what Becky Lynch says, and I quote: "Pity you can't promo in emo memes and song lyrics too, huh?" So basically, Sasha posted a lot of memes and song lyrics, on her social media. But and Sasha, since she's been back, she's been kind of throwing a little bit of shade and insults at Becky Lynch in the form of some memes and some song lyrics. Well, I guess Becky didn't agree with Sasha's promo tonight because she basically called Sasha's promo bad. That's basically what she's doing. She's basically saying Sasha can't do promos. which is not true. Because if you look at Sasha's had some very, very good promos in WWE. All right, just before we get into the promo itself, my thoughts on the promo, I thought it was a really good promo. I even did a reaction to the promo before we went live tonight. I thought it was a really, really, really good promo. All right, I didn't have any problems with it. The only problem I really had with it was I think it was cut a little bit short. Actually, no, too bright. I thought the promo was cut a little bit short. I didn't, I know they set up Sasha Mix versus Natalia later on in the evening, which we'll talk about. Which was a very, very good match for the 4 minutes that it went. Very good match between those two. But I just thought it was cut short because right when it felt like Sasha was getting into the meat of her promo, she actually came out and explained why she left, and then she tied it with her character, and I loved everything about it. Loved everything about it. But Natalia came out right when I guess Sasha was going to say about Becky, because for the most part, Sasha's promo was more about her leaving than about Becky. She did mention Becky a little bit, but it was more about her leaving. All right, more about her leaving, why she's been gone, this and that, why she attacked Natty, etc., etc. But right when she was getting more into the Becky part, Natalia comes out, and then those two got into a brawl to set up their match later on in the night. If I was WWE, I would have let Sasha go on a little bit longer. All right. The promo was good. It did its job. All right. The job was for Sasha to get heel heat. All right. Because when she first came out, she was getting cheered. By the time her promo was wrapping up, or at least, she got interrupted, the fans were booing her. And that's the whole point. The whole point is for Sasha, who's been a fan favorite for about 3-4 years now. She's been a babyface for the last 3-4 years since she got up to the main roster, basically. All right. The whole point is to turn the crowd against Sasha and make the crowd want to see Becky, defeat Sasha and send maybe Sasha home again. All right. And the promo did its job. I just feel like the execution could have been a little bit better on WWE's end, not on Sasha's end, but WWE's end. The promo got cut short. And I didn't like that. All right, but also I kind of understand that a little bit because you don't want to throw all your eggs in one basket. All right, and I say that because I don't want WWE, because as I've been saying the last couple of weeks, this is a feud that could lead you all the way for the rest of the year if WWE wanted to. Becky versus Sasha is not a feud that's going to end in 1 month. No, this is a feud that can go on for 2-3 pay-per-views. All right? This is a long feud. This is two of the best, if not the two best in your entire women's division. All right, if you look at it, Sasha and Becky are probably the two best in the women's division. Don't give me that Charlotte crap, all right? Charlotte has the numbers, but still, I'm just saying, all right? Sasha, in my opinion, she's the best in the entire division. No one's better than her. In the ring, all around, all right? All right. And, some fans didn't agree with Sasha's promo, of course. Some fans were, booing. Some people didn't react to it. I don't remember where the crowd or where Raw was taped tonight, but I didn't like that crowd. All right. I've had a lot of problems. There's, and I understand, less people are coming to WWE shows. I understand. I've been ranting about that for two years. All right. Why people should not be going to WWE shows. But still, man, like, that crowd tonight, I don't know where they were. I really don't. I don't know if it was Minnesota. I don't remember. All right. But wherever they were tonight, that was a weak crowd. Very weak crowd. Sasha's promo should have got more reaction than it did. All right. It was a really good promo by Sasha. And, on WWE's end, Natalya shouldn't have came out as early as she did. But I understand also they don't want Sasha to throw all her eggs in one basket. There's still stuff that they're saving for later on in the feud. You guys remember, I think Night Champions is about 2 weeks away. If I'm right, wait, 2-3 weeks away now. I'm not sure. Sometime in September, that's all I know. But they still haven't announced Sasha versus Becky. It hasn't been made official yet. All right, they're probably going to do that. I would be by the end of the week, by next week, Sasha versus Becky will probably be made official for Night Champions. If you guys noticed tonight, Becky Lynch wasn't even on the show. She wasn't there tonight at all. Unless she wasn't, I didn't notice. I know I did a video earlier how she got engaged. Seth was there tonight. Actually, no, Seth wasn't there either. I just remember Seth had a pre-taped segment from last week. So Seth and Becky both weren't there. I guess Um, maybe they're celebrating their engagement. I don't know. But Seth and Becky were not there tonight, so I expect them back next week. And most likely, maybe we'll get a contract signing between Sasha and Becky. That's what I want. What I want is a face-to-face between Sasha and Becky. That's the next step. All right. You had the Sasha's initial attack 2 weeks ago, the week after SummerSlam, the day after SummerSlam, or when she attacked Natalia, when she attacked Becky. Then last week you had Becky, who cut a really good promo. Basically, the line that we all remember from Becky's promo is Sasha's the greatest on the main roster to not be great. All right. And then this week you had, not really, I wanted to say Sasha's response. It was more Sasha explaining where she's been and why, she was gone. And now, next week it's time for a face-to-face. It's time for a face-to-face. That's what we all want to see. Sasha and Becky face-to-face going at each other. I know Becky has stuff she wants to say to Sasha. Sasha has stuff she wants to say to Becky. Becky, you don't need her every single week. All right. And I could say the same thing about Sasha. The only reason why you need Sasha every week is because the women's division is lacking. She's the best in the world at what she's done. She wasn't there the last 4 months. You have to build her up. You have to make her heel turn look organic, make her look as great and as good as possible when she goes up against Becky. All right, Becky, we know Becky. We've seen her for months now. Sasha was the one that's gone. Sasha was the one that just came back and turned heel. That's why you need Sasha there every single week. All right, for now at least. For now. All right, but getting to the promo itself, all right, Sasha, and I'm telling you, it was a good promo. I don't know why some people are saying it's a bad promo. Those are just idiots that really just don't know what the hell they're talking about. All right, people that are just trying to hate on Sasha and stuff like that. And one thing I noticed also, and I knew this was gonna happen, is Corey Graves. Corey Graves has been talking wreck about Sasha for years now. Just put my phone in charge. But Corey Graves has talked crap about Sasha for years now. It's been actually kind of crazy how much talk this guy talks about Sasha. But even Corey Graves was giving Sasha Banks a couple compliments here and there. I don't know if it's because he's a heel commentator or he likes the new added. I don't understand it, but when Corey Graves says good things about Sasha, that's when hey, Sasha's doing good at what she's doing. But it's not like it's not like, Sasha needs it. She's the best in the world at what she does. Simple. End of story. But getting to Sasha's promo itself, it was a great promo. She started off by saying people have been asking, where's Sasha? Where's Sasha? Where's Sasha? For the last 4 months, she was gone. She didn't say nothing. She went on vacations. She wasn't as active on social media for, she does stay out of the limelight, but people kept asking where's Sasha. And Sasha admitted that she took her ball and went home. She admitted that she cried on the locker room floor. She admitted that she was unhappy with where she was placed on the WrestleMania card. She admitted all that tonight. I don't know if this was just for storyline or if this actually happened. All right. I can't confirm it. I'm just relaying what Sasha said in her promo. But she did say she took her ball and went home. All right. Ryan Satin and other people reported that never happened. Maybe they're just saying this for storyline. I don't know. All right. I don't know. But I loved where she was going with this. Then she started mentioning how, and this is pretty big foreshadowing. We have Survivor Series coming up in November. Bayley right now is the SmackDown Women's Champion. I don't know if she's going to keep that title past Class Champion because she's going up against Charlotte. All right. WWE's just waiting to make the shirt. Charlotte 10 reigns. Charlotte getting her 10th Women's Championship reign. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But, Bayley is right now the SmackDown Women's Champion, even though she hasn't done nothing with the title. All right. But she is the SmackDown Women's Champion. And Sasha, I believe she will beat Becky at Clash Champions to become the Raw Women's Champion and We all want Sasha versus Becky. I mean, not Sasha versus Becky. Sasha versus Bayley at Survivor Series, if not WrestleMania. Easiest way. They basically set up that feud tonight. They basically forced out. Sasha came out and said she went into WrestleMania defending tag team titles that she didn't want to defend, that she didn't care about. She basically buried the tag team championships on Raw tonight. That's what she did. She said she went into WrestleMania defending tag team titles that she didn't care about. And we know that's not true because we know Sasha and Bayley, they wanted to make the women's tag team titles prestigious. They wanted to defend them throughout all of WWE. This is Sasha's character talking. But still, the fact that she went out there and buried the women's tag team titles lets you know how she feels. Because remember, Sasha and Bayley were supposed to hold those tag team titles all year. In my opinion, basically throughout all year, defending those at takeovers, defending them at main roster pay-per-views, defending them everywhere. All right. But they never got the chance. They only got two title defenses. One that ended in a DQ against Nia and Tamina, all right? And then they lost them at Mania to the Iconics. And, I'm still pissed off to this day that the Iconics won those titles at WrestleMania. But it's whatever. There's nothing we can do about it. But the fact that Sasha buried the women's tag team titles on WWE television tonight, that tells you how WWE feels. Because you really think Vince McMahon would have gave Sasha permission to actually say that? Unless it was actually true. That tells you that even WWE doesn't care about the women's tag team titles. Right? Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross will probably go over a year holding those titles and no one will say anything. Because nobody cares. Back to the promo itself. All right. Sasha then, and right then and there, remember, Bayley was Sasha's tag team partner. Bayley and Sasha on WWE TV for years have been known as best friends. And Bayley did one of the things that pissed me off tonight, which we'll get into later. Bayley went up against Nikki Cross tonight in a match that no one could give a shit about. No one cares. First of all, Bayley's the SmackDown Women's Champion. Why the hell is she on Monday Night Raw? All this talk about WWE wanting to end the wild card rule after SummerSlam, then why in the world is Bayley on Raw? There is no need for her there tonight. At all. At all. If you wanted to do Bayley versus Nikki Cross, you could have easily done that on SmackDown Live tomorrow night. I still wouldn't care nonetheless. But still, it would make more sense for your SmackDown Women's Champion to wrestle on her show. The only reason why Bayley was there tonight was for them to do a match to fill time. That's the only reason why this match was on WWE TV tonight. Couldn't get two shits about that match at all. So, and also one thing, you had Bayley coming out with her smiles, right? Smiles, hugging Bayley. I love to hug people, making me sick, making me want to throw up. Hate her character. Sasha Banks just came out and said, I didn't care about the women's tag team titles. I didn't care about defending them at WrestleMania. So basically, in a way, that's a slap to the face to Bayley, who's her best friend, right? Who was her tag team partner. That's a slap to the face. That's a slap in the face to her. But yet Bayley's coming out all happy. And you're probably in the same locker room as Sasha. You don't see the logic gaps there? No one sees the logic gaps in that situation? But no, we're just supposed to ignore that, right? We're just supposed to accept what WWE gives us on a weekly basis. It makes zero sense. There is no reason, absolutely no reason why Bayley should have been on SmackDown on Raw tonight when she's the SmackDown Women's Champion. There was no need for her there. And, having Bayley come out all happy and smiling, even though Sasha earlier in the night basically roasted and said she didn't care about being Bayley's tag team partner. But what do I know, right? I'm just a guy who does YouTube videos. Yeah, it's the small details people like me notice. It's the small details that distinguish people like me from the casual wrestling fans that don't know jack shit. It's that simple. That's simple. Back to Sasha's promo. She also mentioned that Becky got a pay raise or got a higher WrestleMania check for being in the main event. I don't know much about how, incentives and all that works. You know, I didn't really know that. I guess you main eventing WrestleMania gets you a higher paycheck. If that's actually true, then good. Oh my gosh, that's something. I could do a whole video on that. That's a whole rant in itself. Becky did Becky and Ron and Charlotte deserve the main event WrestleMania? That's whole. But that's a video. That's a topic for a whole other day. There's really nothing to talk about there because hey, WrestleMania is gone and in the past, right? What's done is done. But Sasha mentioning that was just interesting, very interesting tonight. Um, but then Sasha basically said that she came back with a plan. Sasha said she came back with a plan, and her plan was she dyed her hair, and her plan was to make Natalia believe that her and Sasha were still best friends, and just turn on her because she said she knew that at that moment that Becky would probably come out to try to save the day, being the hero she is, and that would be her moment to attack Becky, and it all worked. It all works. And now we're still waiting for Becky's response. Becky gave the promo last week, but we still haven't seen those two face-to-face since then. And I like that. I really do like that. Sasha versus Becky, in my opinion, should be the main event of Night of Champions, not the garbage that was announced tonight, which we'll talk about a little bit later in the show. But in my opinion, Sasha versus Becky should easily be your main event for Night of Champions. It's right now, in my opinion, the best story, the best feud on WWE television. And the two haven't been face-to-face in 2 weeks. All right, I'm willing to bet next week we'll get some kind of face-to-face, maybe some kind of contract signing, something between Sasha and Becky. All right, but we have not seen Sasha and Becky face-to-face with each other since Sasha came back 2 weeks ago. And I like that. I can appreciate that. WWE keeping Sasha and Becky apart, but still building up their feud, even though they're not in face-to-face conflict with one another at the moment. All right, but basically that was the gist of Sasha's promo, and I enjoyed it. I was really enjoying it. It wasn't the best promo you're ever gonna see. It was a fire promo. It was a really good promo, but as she was about to say something else about Becky. That's when Natalya comes out. Sasha and Natalya brawl. The referees come out. They have to pull them apart, setting up their match for later on the night. And let's talk about Sasha versus Natalya now. All right, let's get that match out of the way. But like I said at the beginning of the show, Sasha Banks versus Natalya. This match went about 4 minutes, and it was about as good a match you're gonna get in 4 minutes than anything. This was a really good 4-minute match. All right, and that just shows a testament to how good Sasha Banks is. I'll give Natalya credit. These two went at it from the bell. It wasn't slow. It was very fast-paced. Natalya getting punched on Sasha. Sasha getting punched on Natty. The brawling on the outside of the ring. Sasha attacking Natalya's arm. I loved every little bit of this. I really enjoyed this. All right. And it did what it had to do. All right. It did what it had to do. And the end of the match was probably the best part. So Sasha Banks, Natalya, she goes for the sharpshooter. Sasha reverses it into the bank statement, but she can't fully get it applied. Natalya's about to get her hand to the lower rope to break the hold, but Sasha at that moment, she basically, and we've seen her do this numerous times, but this was a new way. I think the way we haven't seen yet. She takes Natalya's left arm, the injured arm, with the one with the injured elbow. She wraps it around her throat, all right, and she basically made Natalya tap with her own arm, right? It may sound weird, but go watch the clip on YouTube. It looks absolutely ridiculous. And then Sasha's smile told the entire story. I love this new vicious sign, this vicious side of Sasha Banks. Love it. All right. She basically forced Natalya to tap with her own arm. All right. She used Natalya's own arm to basically force Natalya to tap out. It was vicious, but it was so good, visually appealing. I loved it. I loved it. All right. Then afterwards, Sasha leaves the ring. Officials are checking on her, but then Sasha comes back, puts Natalia back in the bank statement again for about 30 more seconds. And then she has this evil smile. I'm just loving it. And then she breaks her hold and then she leaves. And that's it. You know, it was good to see Sasha's ring rust. It seems like she doesn't have it. She was right back to her normal self tonight. Even though it was a 4 minute match, it wasn't a long, like 15, 20 minute classic. But still, for the 4 minutes it was very, very, very good. Some of the best action we've seen in the women's division since Mania. I'm being serious. The women's division has been absolutely garbage on all levels since Mania. All right, this is some of the best stuff we've seen out of the women's division. And because why? Because it's Sasha Banks. She's the best in the world. All right, best in the world. I also love Sasha's new attire, by the way. Her husband, Mikaze, who makes a lot of ring gear for Sasha um, and other superstars. She had a new like blue and white attire that goes with her blue hair. She has her new logo on her trunks. I loved it. Loved it. Beautiful. That already is one of my favorite Sasha attires. And she has plenty, but this is right up there. Absolutely loved it. But yeah, that's what happened with Sasha Banks tonight. Now we can get into the rest of the show. We spent 30 minutes to talk about Sasha. Um, I have the Bleach Report just put up their notes. Let me just load them up really quick. This felt like it was set up to Bleacher Reports. This is what Bleacher Report said about Sasha's promo. This felt like it was set up to deliver Banks' pipe bomb promo moment that that she confirmed on online reports from just after WrestleMania and admitted jealousy of Lynch for headlining the event. The problem with all of that is the delivery was off and the promo felt unfocused. Banks went from admitting the reports were accurate to taking exception with not main eventing WrestleMania to some far-fetched plan involving Natalya back to asserting herself as the face of the division. There was too much packed into this one, and when you add it to the idea that Natalya waited until Banks ran her mouth for minutes on end before rushing the ring for revenge, it was more of an unfocused mess. All right, I can understand why Bleacher Report would say that. All right. In my opinion, Banks' promo was fire. I loved it. All right. It wasn't the best promo in the world. It really wasn't. All right. Sure, Sasha was going from multiple segments. She went from her vacations, from not being there to WrestleMania, to Becky, to Natalya, to being the face of the division. Yes. Yes. All right. In my opinion, if you were gonna have Natalya attack Sasha, I would have just had Natalya do it right away before Sasha even could get into her promo. Because Natalya waited a long time. Sasha had been out there talking for a while before Natalya came out. I would have just had Natalya come out right away if that was your plan. Hopefully next week, they'll do it a little bit better. You could have Sasha and Becky face to face, or you could just have Sasha do a backstage interview. All right, not like the one she did with Michael Cole, but just do a backstage sit down and explain her actions. All right, because I feel like we're just not all the way there yet with this whole Sasha and Becky thing. We're not all the way there yet. Yes, it's a great story. I love where they're going. I just feel like they're holding back, and I feel like now we're 3 weeks into it. Now let's get into the good stuff. Let's get into the stuff that we want to see with Sasha and Becky. All right. Moving on. Getting to Raw, we had, I believe, Ricochet versus Drew McIntyre. And we're going to go through the rest of the show really quick. All right, really quick. Ricochet versus Drew McIntyre, King of the Ring. This match was fantastic. This was fantastic. And this is what the King of the Ring is about. And I've been noticing this the last couple weeks. And I'll applaud WWE. They're giving these matches time. That's one of the biggest concerns we had going into this tournament. WWE not giving it enough time. But WWE has been allowing these superstars time, like Samoa Joe and Cesaro last week. I think Cedric Alexander and Sami Zayn. They're allowing these superstars time with these matches, and they're letting them tell the story of this superstars battling out to prove who's the best. That's really what it comes down to when you look at the King of the Ring. Who is the best? Who is the King of the Ring? Who's the best? And I'm loving that WWE's letting these superstars go out, give time. Ricochet and Drew McIntyre had a very good match tonight. One of my favorite parts, Ricochet goes for a move on the outside of the ring, and Drew McIntyre just caught him with a devastating headbutt. Like enough, like if that was a normal person, your skull would probably crack open. I don't know how superstars do moves like that without killing themselves. But this was a fantastic match, and it showed what the King of the Ring was all about. I had Ricochet winning this match. 'Cause I knew from the beginning they had Drew McIntyre come out during his entrance. He actually stopped at the side of the ramp where they had like the King of the Ring throne with the crown and all that. Drew during his entrance walks over there. He puts the crown on. I knew right there that he wasn't winning. I knew he wasn't. I was like, why would you tease? Why would you show Drew having the crown on it if you're gonna have him? Drew. A lot of people had Drew as the fan as the fan favorite, but he's gone now. So now it's gonna be interesting to see who people pick as the fan favorite now. But this was a really good match. Ricochet won after hitting the recoil and then going for the I forget his move. Not the 620, I think the 540. I believe it was the 540. But this was a really good match. It actually captured what the King of the Ring is all about. Also, the other King of the Ring match, first round match we had tonight, The Miz versus Baron Corbin. I did not care about this match as much as I cared about Ricochet versus Drew McIntyre, just because I find Miz as a babyface boring, and no one cares about Baron Corbin. No one. I still don't understand why he wrestles in tuxedo shirts. All right. But for what it's worth, this was a good match as well. This was a good match as well. There was a point where Miz hit the Skull Crushing finale on Baron Corbin, and we thought that was going to advance him. But Corbin kicks out. Eventually, Corbin won the match clean with an end of days. That's also one thing I like about these King of the Ring matches, especially for the heels. These matches are ending clean. These matches, no matter if it's a baby face or if it's a heel winning, these matches are ending clean. And I can appreciate that. Because at the end of the day, like I said, the King of the Ring is about who's the best between up and coming superstars. Who is the best? And WWE is letting these superstars go at it, go out there, make a name for themselves, and it's making the King of the Ring much more enjoyable. I'm actually really enjoying what they're doing with the King of the Ring right now. Will they keep it up? We'll have to wait and see in the next couple of weeks. But what we start tonight with Miz versus Baron Corbin and Drew McIntyre versus Ricochet, I loved it. So Ricochet is moving on to the quarterfinals along with Baron Corbin. And we know next week Baron Corbin will be facing Cedric Alexander and Samoa Joe will be facing Ricochet. So we'll have to wait and see on that. I forget who's on the SmackDown side of the bracket, but if I do a SmackDown Live review, we'll talk about that, of course. Like I said, Bayley versus Nikki Cross. Don't give a shit about it. Bayley did win the match. I think she won it with the Bayley the belly or a roll up. I wasn't paying attention. Don't care. Bayley wins. Whatever. Tag team turmoil match. So basically to determine, because we know last week Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins, they won the Raw tag team titles from the OC. And we know WWE, they don't really do the whole rematch clause thing anymore. So what they did here is they decided to do a tag team turmoil match. Basically, it was just mostly it was just kind of like a Royal Rumble in a way. But so basically, two teams start off the match. Every time a team is eliminated, another team comes out. It's almost like a gauntlet match in a way. Basically, a gauntlet match, but with tag teams. I don't remember all the teams that were involved because I really wasn't paying attention because I didn't care about this match at all. Because right now I just don't care about the tag team divisions on either Raw or SmackDown because they're useless. All right. And one thing that didn't make sense is you have Heavy Machinery, who is a SmackDown Live tag team, the Revival, who just challenged the Usos, or not the Usos, the Revival, who challenged the New Day for the SmackDown Live tag team titles at Clash of Champions, fighting for Raw Tag Team title contendership. Does that make any sense whatsoever? Think about that for a sec. Heavy Machinery, they're a SmackDown Live tag team, but yet they're fighting for a Raw Tag Team title contention. And then the Revival, who are supposed to be facing the New Day at Clash of Champions for the SmackDown Tag Team titles, they are on Raw now challenging for Raw Tag Team Championship contendership. That makes zero sense. So were the Revival, were they trying to win all the tag team gold on one night? Was that what they're thinking? They were going to go up against, Strowman and Rollins, win that, and then face the New Day? Like, I don't know. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. WWE puts no thought, no care into their tag team division, and you get huge logic gaps like this that absolutely ruin the show. I'm telling you, maybe when AEW comes on television next month, maybe when AEW comes and they show you what tag team wrestling actually is, when they show you that, maybe that's when WWE will finally start to care about their tag team division. Maybe. But what am I? What do I know, right? What do I know? All I know is Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler won this match. Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler did cut a promo later on in the night after they won this match, how they're the best, yada yada this, yada yada that, typical stuff. I'll say this. I like that Robert Roode is finally getting some spotlight on Raw. He's too good to be just in catering, tasting after the 24/7 title. He's too good to be just rotting away in catering. But it kind of doesn't make sense, really, because he was just teaming with Chad Gable a couple months ago. Remember, Chad Gable and Bobby Roode were a tag team. I believe, weren't they tag team champions? I'm not sure they were, but I believe they were Raw Tag Team Champions earlier this year, if my mind serves me correctly, or they were at least in contention against the Revival. But WWE, they just think they can just throw partners and teams together just like that. Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode are not a tag team. Not a tag team, but now they're going to get a Raw Tag Team Title Championship opportunity. So we're just throwing random names together like that, putting them as tag teams just because. I don't get it. It just shows WWE they just don't have enough depth in their tag team division. They're either breaking up tag teams, releasing superstars, this, that, whatever. Honestly. Hopefully when AEW comes and shows you what a tag team division is like, maybe then WWE will actually notice. All right, and know how to book their tag teams. What else happened on this show? Cedric Alexander versus Cesaro, yes. Cedric Alexander versus Cesaro. This was a really good match for what it was. And this is what I'm talking about. All right, this is how you build up your mid-card division. Yes, it made a little bit of sense. Cesaro did get eliminated out of the King of the Ring tournament by Samoa Joe last week. And Cedric Alexander, to help him continue or sustain momentum next week for his match with Samoa Joe, goes up against the man Samoa Joe faced last week, Cesaro. And I actually like this, all right? Cesaro, one of my favorites in WWE. You can put on a damn good match with anybody. And Cedric Alexander, one of the most underrated performers in the entire company, in my opinion. This was a really, really good match. Really good match for what it was. It was just hard-hitting action. And we need more matches like this. Just, matches with mid-card superstars going up against each other. It helps build up the division. It helps bring interest to these characters. It makes people get more invested in the product. I liked what WWE did tonight, and Cedric Alexander won. Of course, he was going to win. He needs the momentum going into next week against Samoa Joe. But this was a really good match for what it was, and I enjoyed it. All right. Getting into the main event, we had Braun Strowman versus AJ Styles for the U.S. Championship. Earlier in the night, they showed a segment from last week, pre-taped footage between Rollins and Strowman. Rollins and Strowman won the Raw Tag Team titles, and then they got interviewed. And basically, Strowman challenged Rollins to a Universal title match. And, remember, all titles will be defended at Clash of Champions. So now we know Strowman and Rollins are going to go up against Roode and Ziggler. All right, they're gonna go up against Rude Ziggler. I don't really care for that match at all. And we all know how I feel about Braun Strowman. Strowman can't wrestle himself out of a paper bag. All right, all of his best work comes from doing gimmicks. No matter if it's like lifting an ambulance, lifting a limo, destroying a car, stuff like that. All right, the guy really can't wrestle. He really can't. He's very limited in the ring. Very limited. He does the same stuff every single week. But Rollins, you're trying to make him look cool again, but this just seems forced. Rollins does not need the Raw Tag Team title at all, at all. So now you're building up Rollins against Strowman, but they're tag team partners. So how the hell are they supposed to How are they supposed to focus on defending their tag team championships at Clash Champions, knowing that they're gonna go up against each other for the best prize on Monday Night Raw? Makes no sense. It just makes Rollins look like an idiot, to be honest. It doesn't make Rollins look cool. It makes him look more like an idiot because at the end of the day, Seth Rollins, he's the Universal title champion. He knows that Strowman wants his title, but then instead, he forms a tag team with Strowman, wins the Raw Tag Team Championship, thinking that's going to get Strowman off his back. That's what this looks like. It looks like Rollins formed a tag team with Strowman just to try to keep Strowman away from the Universal title. But it failed because Strowman still challenged him for that title. And now at Clash Champions, I will not be surprised if Rollins walks out with absolutely no gold. And right now, I don't know what the WWE's plan is. All right. But, Strowman or Rollins, there's no way that those two both stay champion by the end of Clash Champions. No way. All right. There's no way Strowman and Rollins walk out of Clash Champions with both the Raw Tag Team titles and Rollins still being Universal Champion. I just don't see that happening. All right. It's one way or the other. This is probably, if I'm willing to bet, I won't be surprised Strowman may turn heel again, just like what they did with Roman last summer. Remember last summer when Roman was Universal Champion before his cancer? Right? Remember that? I see that happening again here. It would make sense. There's no way Strowman and Rollins are going to be able to focus, stay on the same page, knowing they're going to be defending the Universal title against one another and the Raw Tag Team titles. It just doesn't make sense. No way it's going to work out. But hey, WWE wants to do it. Sure. All right, sure. I'm telling you, the Clash Champions main event is not going to be great. The only match that I find worthy of main eventing Clash Champions is Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch. But hey, what do I know, right? What do I know? But we had Strowman versus AJ Styles. Imagine that, man. Strowman becoming a triple crown champion in a matter of weeks. Strowman being the Raw Tag Team Champion, being the United States Champion, and the Universal Champion. That would be something. That would be something right there. But I had a feeling Strowman was not going to win this match. Still, it's going to be interesting. All right, because now there's no way you're going to do Strowman versus Styles at Clash Champions. So now what? We have 2 more weeks before Clash Champions. Now you need to find an opponent for AJ Styles. All right. They could have done Ricochet again, but Ricochet's focused on King of the Ring. And Styles is a heel, and I remember, so he needs to go up against a babyface. I can't really think of any names off the top of my head. Really, I'm just focused on Raw. I wouldn't be surprised if they do something like they bring Mustafa Ali over from SmackDown Live via the wild card rule to face Styles. I don't know. Or maybe they do Rey Mysterio versus AJ Styles. That probably should be the match you should do. Rey Mysterio versus AJ Styles. Why not? That's a 5-star match written all over it. Give those two 15, 20 minutes. Those two can put on a classic at Clash Champions. If I'm booking the United States Championship match for Clash Champions, I would do AJ Styles versus Rey Mysterio. If they do that match, you heard it here first on Fitzbone TV's channel. But Strowman versus Styles, I didn't really care. It wasn't a terrible match. I just didn't care for it because I knew Strowman was not going to win. I knew it was going to end in DQ. All right. The ref got knocked out the outside of the ring. Styles then low blows Strowman and grabs a chair, starts bashing him over with the chair. But then eventually Strowman was able to reverse, get the chair on Styles. Then the OC comes out. Strowman nails both members of the OC with a chair. Then he nails then Styles starts to get up, but then Styles notices that the ref starts to get up. So Styles flops, basically, like they do in basketball. He flops, and he pretends like Strowman hit him. And then the referee comes out, or the referee comes back to the ring. He sees Strowman with the chair. He says that he heard Strowman using the chair on Styles. He rings the bell, causing a DQ, and then afterwards Strowman just power slams everyone in the ring. That's all. That's basically it. That's basically it. You know, it was basically pointless. In my opinion, a stupid way to end Monday Night Raw. In my opinion, but hey, it is what it is. The show wasn't that bad tonight, but it was okay, but nothing special. You know, Sasha Banks was the reason why the show was good. You know, I still don't understand why people are ripping her promo. You know, it's not her fault. In my opinion, I just feel like WWE could have executed a lot better. All right, a lot better. But um, honestly, man, it wasn't a bad show. It wasn't that great or anything. It was just okay in the middle. But I'm telling you, man, Sasha Banks, and I'll keep saying this, Sasha Banks is the best female wrestler in the world. You need, you need to make the main event of Clash Champions her versus Becky Lynch. There is no other way to it. No other way to it. All right. But let me know in the comments what you guys thought of the Monday Night Raw review. What you guys thought of Raw tonight, man. And if you guys are new, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, enable notifications by clicking the bell next to my name, Fits on TV, so you guys are notified every time I post a new video. I'll see. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see if I'll see if I'll make a SmackDown Live review tomorrow. We'll have to see how that goes. But you know, make sure to follow me on social media to stay updated. I'm pretty active on all my social media, so um, yeah. Other than that, this is all I got for you guys today. Once again, thank you guys for all the love and support. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day, guys. Peace.